Let's be honest, buying a property in Australia has become somewhat of a full-time sport. Between interest rate rises, flat wages, and record property prices, it just feels absolutely impossible to be able to afford a home. So today I'm going to break down how much you need to earn in each Australian capital city in order to afford the average home. And if you live in Sydney, you might want to sit down for this. So here's the deal. All these prices are based on 2025 data. This data assumes that we put down a 20% deposit with a 30-year mortgage and that our repayments are no more than 30% of our income. All right, let's start off with the housing heartbreak capital of Australia, Sydney. The median house price is around $1.5 million. To afford that, you're going to need a household income of $290,000 a year. So yeah, basically Sydney property is a luxury sport. We're going to cut down to Australia's most livable city, good old Melbourne. Some good news, houses are cheaper, but it's still going to cost you about $950,000 to buy your average Victorian home. And you only need to make about $183,000 a year to afford the repayments. So yeah, cheaper than Sydney, but you're still going to need about 190 grand just to afford the deposit. Our friends in Brisbane. Brisbane should be renamed the rocket ship because property prices have absolutely soared in the last 5 years. The median house price is now over $1 million, up over 50% since 2020. To afford that, you're going to need around $195,000 a year. The scary thing, 5 years ago, that number was more like $130,000. That's how quickly this market's moved. Adelaide used to be Australia's affordable gem. The median house price is now well over $900,000. And you're going to need to earn around about $172,000 in order to be able to afford the average Adelaidean home. Unfortunately, the days of buying a house for sort of $400,000, $500,000 in little old Adelaide are well and truly behind us. Off to the People's Republic of Perth. Strangely, Perth is one of the more affordable Australian capital cities. And you can pick the average Perth home up for about $900,000. And you only need a household income of about $166,000. So hey, if you work in the mines or engineering or something like that, you've got a chance to own a home. Now we kick it down to Canberra, the home of the public servant. But all these government jobs mean skyrocketing housing. And the average house in Canberra is still going to cost you well over $1 million. And you're going to need to earn about $190,000 a year in order to afford it. The irony being, even public servants can't afford to live in the state that they govern. It's kind of wild, really. Down to our friends in Tassie. Now Hobart, once upon a time, used to be considered cheap, and the median house price is about $730,000. And you only need about $140,000 a year to afford the house. It actually seems pretty okay until you look at that the average wage in Hobart is close to $80,000. So yeah, big problem. And lastly, our good old friends in Darwin, Australia's cheapest capital city. The median house price is about $660,000, and you only need to earn $120,000 a year to buy a house, which is still expensive, but compared to the likes of Sydney, seems like an absolute bargain, even if a croc might end up in your pool. So yeah, here's the full breakdown. The average full-time income in Australia is around about $100,000 a year. And this means that single income earners are pretty well priced out of every major capital city in the country. Hell, even dual income earners are going to struggle, unless they're really helped out by the bank of mum and dad. That's kind of a sad reality when you think about it. Okay, so what can you actually do about it? Save aggressively for your deposit. Utilise government schemes like the 5% deposit and first homeowners schemes. Look at buying regionally or in smaller markets, and look to invest early, because waiting for the crash is like waiting for your rent to go down. It's just not going to happen. I hope you found this one useful. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.